Welcome back, everyone, to Doubles for Dummies, the show where I, helmsknight, teach you all you gotta know about doubles chess. We are here today again with FIDE Master Daniel Yeager, also known as Chicken Crossroad, one of the top doubles chess players. And today, I am super excited about the topic we're going to be talking about, which I'll introduce in just a second. But just before I get into that, as always, we'll definitely go over the rules first for those who are maybe new to this variant and haven't heard about it before. So, doubles chess is also known as Bug House, and it is a chess variant played on two chessboards by 4 players in teams of 2. Normal chess rules apply, except that captured pieces on one board are passed on to the teammate on the other board. As each captured piece is passed to your teammate, they have the option of using any available passed pieces on their board. Available passed pieces are displayed on the side margin of the board. Also, when you place a piece on the board, that counts as your turn, and you cannot drop pawns on the 8th or 1st rank. Anywhere else is fine. It just has to be an empty square that you drop the pieces on. You can't drop it on top of one. So yes, that's the rules. Clarification and questions about terms are welcome in chat. Please ask as many questions as you want. We'll clarify anything that you ask. And yeah, so we're going to be today tackling the topic of trickery. We're going to be doing some tricks on our opponents, teaching you guys how in dire situations where things might be looking a little grim, how to try to get out of it. Like I said, it's tricks, so they technically don't work, but they're going to be the closest thing you can get to confusing your opponent and hopefully getting a win for it. So that'll be hilarious to try and do for you guys. And then other than that, we're also going to be talking about specific attacking patterns. So in the past, we talked about attacking in general, sort of general tips and advice with that. But this time we're going to be actually going over the most common attacking patterns that you see in doubles chess. So we're going to go into detail, try and actually play them on some games. Maybe I'll just mention them if we don't end up actually getting an example on the board. But either way, I'm going to try and cover most of them, at least, the basic attacking patterns that you should be familiar with so that you know how to do them and you know how to defend them. All right? You ready, partner?
Yes, ready.
All right, so we're going to be playing in the random pool. And yeah, maybe we'll see who we can get to play against us. There's a few top-rated players that I saw playing, high-rated players in the random pool. Hopefully we can get paired against them. But I will just quickly make sure that my seek is set so that we can play any and all opponents in the random pool. So if you want to play against us, feel free to join the random pool, and you'll have the chance of playing against us there. So here we go.
Oh, 1,888.
That's okay. We play any and all challengers, partner. Any and all. So E4, D5. I like that they're actually playing. A lot of the time people abort games, but these guys, they're like, oh, we got this. I applaud their willingness to play this match.
Yes, no fear is strong.
No fear is definitely strong. We always appreciate no fear in doubles chess. I'll tell you that much. So when
I'm going an attack. A knight is good here.
All right, do you want to explain your attacking pattern?
Yes, I want a knight here just to win material, just to attack his queen and rook. It's a common theme here. Sometimes if you get a knight here, that's good.
Instead, could you try something else?
Oh, you don't like islands?
Can you go pawn at f7 and knight to g5?
Okay.
So here, the pattern that I'm trying to display, that I just don't think our opponent will see, that you should know about, is that right now my partner is threatening knight takes h7. Well, never mind. Here's a knight for g6. The idea with knight takes h7 is that after the rook or knight is forced to recapture since the king's in check and has no squares to move to, there will be no longer a pawn or any piece defending the g6 square, so you can drop a knight there. So that is a very common attacking pattern that you should be aware of, so that you can make sure that you don't have it happen to you, and so that you also know that you can keep an eye out for this sort of move. Because a lot of the time when we have our knights on g5, sometimes it can block a certain idea of attacking with maybe like pawn at h6, or where your bishop's connected from the c1 square or somewhere along that diagonal. But that's why it's good to have this idea in mind as well. You need to have multiple attacking ideas just in case you get whatever piece you might just need for it. So there's one of them. That is one common attacking pattern done. Let's see what other ones we can see.
Okay.
We're going to be playing very aggressively so that we can hopefully show you a lot of attacking patterns here.
Pawn is good here.
All right, so do you want to explain your attacking pattern?
Yes. So he has a slight weakness. I'm actually going to use the knight here, just because the knight is the same as a pawn in this situation, because it's the same position, you know.
Because it's attacking the queen, and then you're going to be capturing back regardless, so it doesn't matter if you're sacking the knight there. Here, I'm just taking on g2. So yeah.
Okay, now what I've been able to do is I've been able to get his king out in the open, which is good.
Exactly.
My partner is also attacking, so.
One of the most common squares to attack is the g2 square.
Also good, yes.
So here we have a couple options. I'm going to continue to try and keep some check here, but the smartest option for us in this situation would be for me to take a queen for my partner, because it's more likely that my partner is going to be wanting that piece. His opponent needs to go down to d8, which is what happened, and now I should have a simple checkmate somewhere here.
Maybe pawn at b2, pawn at a3, bishop at b4. You need like a pawn or something? And
Yeah. You know what I think it could be here? Is I think that the attacking pattern here that we want to do is we want to try and get rid of this pawn on c3. So the way that we do that is we lure the king out, drop a pawn on b4. The idea here is that you don't want the king to come back down to the b1 square if you don't have any piece attacking b2, for example. So here we're trying to just keep the king out in the open by covering the b2 square with the queen. Sure, it's not checkmate right away, but after we draw the king out into the open a little bit more, we can play a move like knight at b6.
He actually has king a5 though, right?
Yeah, but I have an idea.
What's the idea?
I don't know yet.
Or you can even put like a6, right?
I think we might... like a bishop's probably going to mate, actually.
What about a6 or c6?
That's
a6
definitely an idea, is to go like this, but I think I have another idea if you get me a bishop.
Okay.
Or a knight. Bishop or a knight. Maybe both.
I'll give you bishop so you can demonstrate idea.
Okay, it only works if he takes my knight on c4, though. If he takes my knight, then I have the move c3 to bring my queen out into the game, so I'm going to play the move c3. Now I'm threatening queen to b6, and then also if he moves his king back, I got queen to a3 checkmate. If he had taken with the bishop, it would have been the same thing with queen to b6 as the threat, but then we also have a pawn covering b5 so that I can start either taking this bishop or dropping some pawns there since he's going to take. So pawn at b5 would be what comes after that. So the whole idea with this attacking pattern is just to bring the king out and not allow him to go back down to safety. I'm going to try and keep the king out in the open a lot of the time. I'm going to explain once again, since we just suddenly we have got a lot of people now in the chat, I'll go over once again the rules of this variant after this game. Partner is displaying some chess.
Chess now.
Yes,
okay.
Well done, well done. So, we're going to go over the rules just one more time since a lot more people have joined into the chat now. So, this is called doubles chess. It's also known as bughouse, which you might have heard. It's a chess variant played on 2 chessboards by 4 players in teams of 2. Normal chess rules apply, except that captured pieces on one board are passed on to the teammate on the other board. As each captured piece is passed to your teammate, they have the option of using any available passed pieces on their board, and they are displayed at the side margin, those passed pieces, which as you could see in the last game. So also, when you drop a piece on the board, that counts as your turn. It has to be on an empty square. You can't drop a piece on top of another one, and you can't drop pawns on the 1st or 8th rank. That's all you really got to know to start off here. So yeah, we're going to continue. So I'm going to continue playing this opening just so that we can get into some more different types of attacking patterns, but I'll try and switch up the opening variety as well, just so that we'll have a few examples of different positions.
I'll see if we get attacking patterns also. We'll see.
You'll what, sorry?
We'll see if I get any attacking patterns also.
Awesome.
Okay, so now I'm threatening main 1. This is a common situation.
Oh yeah, that is true. That's a very common attacking pattern. With threatening, the threat of knight takes f6 is very strong. So I'm going to give my partner another knight, just so that he can have some... maybe you want to just take on g7 here, and then the rook, and I'll hold like heavy pieces.
Yeah, but a knight could be kind of dangerous, maybe. Okay, I'll do it.
I can hold a knight.
Oh, maybe I could even play.
You could just take the bishop, and then I give you a pawn into mate, right?
Yes, that was a very nice attacking idea, but he didn't do that.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to show it.
The idea was he could not take with the king, or he goes pawn at g7, and if he takes with the rook, then we go knight g7 mate. But that's why he did not take that. Okay.
If he takes with the, if he doesn't take, we're gonna take the bishop, because then that's force. If he takes with the rook, yeah, it's knight g7 mate. If he takes with the king, we got pawn at g7, and then if he goes to g8, knight at h6 mate. If he goes to e8, we take the rook, and then knight at g7 mate will come. Just gonna say it again, just so we can go over all the lines.
Thank you.
Because I was also trying to draw arrows. Maybe just knight to, maybe knight to f5 so you can threaten pawn at g7.
Yes. Now if I get a pawn, that's going to be good in a rook.
So I'm going to get my partner both a pawn and a queen, just because I know it's going to be good for them. And I'm going to not worry about how I've sacrificed my position on my board. I'm down material, but because my partner has basically an unstoppable attack, it doesn't matter. All right, here we go. So I'll play d5 again. I'll get into some other openings in a second. It'd also be cool if our opponents do some attacking patterns on us, but then we can also demonstrate how to defend them. So here, I'm just going to take on c3, knight up to d5.
Okay, here I'm attacking very early on g7, which is a key square, of course.
Very nice. So here, my idea is that I don't really care about losing my bishop on e6. I'm just, actually this is not great because 2 pieces for a queen is actually a fine trade in doubles chess. But my partner is attacking, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
The one problem is I'm moving too slow trying to explain my attacks.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So here I gotta be a little careful. I'm gonna say no queen. I'll step to f8, no queen, no rook. Because here, the only way he can really check me is if he gets a rook. So now he doesn't have that option. I'm gonna go bishop at g6, sorry, g5, so that I can... I was about to say knight at g6, so I'm gonna play bishop at g5 so that knight g6 isn't a threat. Okay, I might need a blocker here, please.
Okay, here.
Thank you. And now my partner's taking c3. They're going to play knight at g7.
I am? Okay.
Knight at g7 is mate for my partner. It is.
Knight, right?
No, you have mate. Knight at g7. Wait, whoa. Maybe you don't. I just realized his knight's covering g8, isn't it?
Queen d5. Alright, queen d5. Knight good. Okay, we'll think of other moves.
Queen d5?
Whoa, okay, maybe knight d6 is good.
Wait, what did you say? You said queen to d5?
Yes, I wanted nibbles.
Oh, wait, you do have mate. It's just knight at d6 right now.
Yes, knight at d6.
So knight at d6 means that no matter what they take with, it'll open up a square for another knight to drop. So now he gets knight at c7. And then he gets bishop at h. Never mind, he's going to take the queen. No, you have mate. Take the queen. Then knight at e6. Knight at e6 is going to open up so that we can do queen takes d6. And then it'll be mate in 2.
Where's mate in 2?
Okay, knight at e6.
Then what?
Just trust me.
Okay, I trust you.
Now queen takes d6. Maybe it's not mate in 2, but it's mate.
Queen at e8, right? That's just a nice.
You need another knight. Oh no, you have pawn at c7. You have pawn at c7. Yeah, that one works too. Mate in 2. Well, 3. But yeah, if he went a different way, I think that there was a different type of mate. But that's a bit of more of a complicated attack and not as common of a pattern that you're going to see. But I guess what you can take away from that one is that if there is a pawn that is pinned, sometimes you want to sacrifice a piece just to open up a file. So when we did the knight drop, it opened up the file so the queen could take d6 and check the king. So sometimes sacrificing a piece to open up a file is a good idea. So here I'm going to tell my partner to get me a bishop because we're up time. And this is a very common attack that you'll see even in chess called the Greek gift. But in doubles chess, obviously in chess this wouldn't have been great because I don't have any pieces to back this up. But since this is doubles chess, I can get more pieces. So my partner's going to play a move like knight at h5, or yeah, that's even better, to get me a bishop. His opponent will try and stop it with knight at e5, but my partner, never mind, his opponent doesn't care about his partner's safety. So now I'll tell my partner to sit, and I will get mate. Another common attacking pattern, sacrificing on h7. You'll see that a lot in chess too. In certain situations it works. It's true.
Against some low opponents here, aren't we?
What?
Against some low opponents here, aren't we?
I know. At least it's good for showing attacking patterns, so that way, like, people should know what they need to defend. You know.
Yes. Though I don't usually see this low opponents.
That's true. It's because I've set it so that we can get anyone in our match.
Oh, you usually have it different.
Yeah, I might set it. Yeah, I do usually have it different, but there's not as many people in the. Well, I guess there are a few more people in the pool now, but there wasn't a second ago. So here my partner is just taking advantage of the fact that his opponent played g6. Whoa. My opponent has hung their queen. So I guess there's not really much I can say about this other than the fact that this knight was pinned, and in chess that's also like a thing.
Alright, I think my opponent's only defense is d6 there.
Yeah, he would need to get the escape square for his king. Another common attacking pattern that you'll see is pawn on g7, bishop on h6, and then you're threatening rook or queen at f8, or whichever square in other situations with similar patterns, and if they take, you can promote to a queen or rook. So that's a very, very basic common one that you'll see in all sorts of situations. Thanks, chat. Thank you. All right. So here I'll play e4. I'll switch it up a little bit. Play some cheesy bread lines. Is this a cheesy bread line? This is cheesy bread, right?
No, there's a chicken cross road line.
This is chicken cross road line?
Yeah.
So here my idea is to take advantage of the dark squares. So pawn at f6 would be one way to do that. So this is a very common attacking pattern, where if you can get control of the dark squares, you can get a sort of mate like this. You see these mates all the time. Maybe you don't get them this simply, but a lot of the time you'll have like pawn on f6 or pawn on h6 with knight on f6 or h6, and then either it's mate in one with the bishop covering both squares, or let's say like it was pawn at h6, then knight at f6, king h8, and pawn at g7 mate. So a very common attacking pattern that you should be aware of. So I have mate in one. That's about that. Yeah, I thought that the title had been changed. Maybe something didn't go through with that. So I apologize, chat, for the incorrect stream title name. I had chatted to someone about it, but I think maybe it got changed back somehow. I'm not too sure. One second, partner. I'm just going to ask if anyone can change the stream title name. All right. Awesome. We'll continue.
Yes.
I might set it so that we get some higher opponents as well, so we can have a little bit of a mix. So here, my opponent is trying to sack on me on f2, sacrifice material. If they get pieces to back up the attack, it could be good, but my partner's not going to give too much. An easy idea would be like knight at e4, and they want like queens for f2. Bishop at c4, queen at f2 would be mate. Or they try and draw my king out, and then maybe just try and hold my king in an awkward position by playing the move d5, threatening pawn at c4 mate, and it's hard for me to defend. But since they don't have the material to back it up, I can easily just defend by kicking this knight back. I could have also gone pawn on f2, but I thought just because they're not going to be getting any pieces, like a knight, for instance, to drop on f2, I'll kick their knight out first, then play pawn at f2 so they can't repeat with the sacrifices on f2, which technically would still be fine. But I just want to get safe as fast as possible so that I can start attacking myself, because that's just the style of player I am. Chicken cross road, my partner might have just, dropped a pawn on f2 instead, so that if they take, they just take. If he does take on f2 again, my partner will just win free material, which he loves to do. But I want to attack, so that's why I played pawn at d3 to kick away the knight first. So now I'm just very safe. Knight's coming to e4. And it's very hard for my opponent to... Oh, I just hung my bishop. Oops. That's okay. Not a big deal. Right now, I might want like a bishop. I'm up so much time, so really I just should be sitting for like a bishop and a rook and a pawn. So that's what I'm going to do.
Bishop at g4, rook at c8, pawn at d7.
What are you talking about, fury-footed? Lethal look. Sorry, what, partner?
Bishop at g4, rook at c8, pawn at d7. Is that the plan?
No.
Where's the bishop, rook, and pawn then?
I want to drop pawn on d7 first, and then maybe like a knight on c8. Rook at c8, they can just block on d8 maybe.
Yes, but then you have mate with the queen. Oh, you have mate with the rook. You can just sit for a rook.
I have
You
mate.
have mate.
Out! Anything. So he should have gone to f8, so that way I didn't have the... Remember how I said before, a bishop looking at a pawn, and then you drop a heavy piece and you can promote and the bishop guards it, just like before we saw on h6 on my partner's board, with the pawn on g7 and the rook on, or it was rook or queen on f8. Now we've got that same pattern again, but just a few squares to left.
Yes, if you want to f8, you just wait for a rook.
Yeah, on f8, you would just drop a rook on e8, takes, pawn at d7, repeat. Then he goes to f8, queen at e8 mate, or he goes to d8, queen at c8 mate in 1.
Yes.
Nice.
Well done, well done.
Let's see if we can get a little bit higher rated opponents. Let's see. I'll do minus 400 to plus 400.
Minus.
See if we can get just a little bit higher rated opponents to show some more examples against.
Okay.
Okay, so we got slightly higher rated opponents, a couple 1900s basically. So here I'm playing a certain sort of, well, it's not the London system, but it is a d4 opening where my idea here is that I want to start trying to get in on the dark squares. My idea is that if I can get knight at h5 in, which is a very common attacking pattern, it's pretty good, which I'm going to go for now. And now the idea is if they play f6, I have pawn at d6, which I wouldn't have had before unless I had the pawn already on e5. So f6 is often a very common way to try and defend this by connecting your queen to the g7 square. But here I can just take this knight, and then I can take g7, and then this knight also hangs for him, so that's good. Just a bunch of free pieces. I'll probably drop a bishop on f6, just attack the queen, and that's a free queen. So I'm just sort of getting away into the dark squares. It's a very common way to attack, is to go for the g7 square and the f6 square. Now I'm going to sit for some pawns to drop on f7. And g7, which is a common attacking pattern we've shown before, is when there's some squares open on the 7th rank and just one rook, or I guess two rooks too, it can work. You want to drop 2 pawns so that you're threatening to promote one if they take the other one. So here I could have probably just promoted first, but I just messed up and took the rook. It doesn't really matter too much. But here I'm going to try and get in my queen to d7 if I can. But my partner's going to have some checkmate stuff going on over there as well with this discovered check. Oh, never mind, mate in 1. It's like knight f3. Okay, mate in 1, queen h3 is also fantastic.
Thank you.
Right now, it's... Oh, gosh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get the title changed. Sorry, guys. It's out of my control. Alright, awesome. Alright, so we got a 2300 rated player on my partner's board. I'm going to play e5 to try and bait my opponent into sack sitting on me. So instead he is afraid, and he plays the move pawn at e3 to stop me from sacking on him, which is fine. But I'm going to just castle, and now that's a good move because he's trying to open up this bishop so that he can get some attack on h6 with this bishop potentially opening up to the h6 diagonal. But I'm going to just ignore it and start my own attack on the king side by attacking the knight on f3 as I did. And now I'm just attacking the queen a bunch. I'm going to open up my queen to the d1 because now I have a queen and it would have made it if he hadn't moved that piece. This is actually a very interesting position. So here, I might just start developing my pieces. Maybe try to get my knight to b4. I might go pawn at g5. Yep. Here I might just ignore it and go knight to b4 anyways, threatening to take on c2. So here, I'm going to play knight to e4, because if he takes, I can take c2, and then if rook takes, I've got queen at d1, checkmate, so distracting a piece away from the square that it's defending. That's what I'm trying to do with this knight and this rook. I'm trying to distract them from defending this square. If he takes here with his queen, I've got mate in 2 with queen takes d2, queen takes f2. So he does that move, which is fine. I'm going to do knight takes c2 anyways, because if he takes with the bishop, then I can take d2. If he takes with the rook, I can take c3. Oh, God. He took with the bishop. I thought he was going to take with the rook, because obviously that would have been... Okay. Well, I just had queen takes d2, obviously, like I had explained, but I didn't end up actually playing it, because I just really didn't think he was going to take with that piece, because that's the blunder. Blundered there. You're not supposed to take that way.
What about pawn at d2? No.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Can you take that knight for me? So instead, I'm just going to try and get it on the g2 square, like I said before.
Then a rook's going to mate me, though.
Queen takes knight. I'm getting you another queen. I'm getting you another queen. Oh, you should... Zero fear. Zero fear. Pawn takes knight.
I didn't want to give up my queen so easily.
That's fair, because I'm not giving a rook. So here, we're fine. Just going to go pawn at h3, a very common attacking pattern as well, just to drop a bunch of diags on squares that the king is diagonal from. Try and get in.
Yeah, that's a nice move pawn at h3, because sometimes people would take on g2, but that would eliminate their attack, because you would need a couple more moves to get that knight out of there.
Exactly. So that's brilliant that you brought that up, because if we had done knight takes, that's not forcing the king to take back. So they could just play something else, maybe like pawn h6, try and ignore it, try and get some sort of attack on me, which obviously wouldn't even work here, but in another situation, it's going to take another move, because to draw the king out, you're probably going to have to retreat the knight, and then once again they could drop on g2, and then you're going to end up having to drop pawn on h3 anyways, because it's like, then other guys are going to be repeating taking knight on g2 for infinity and beyond, because they're just going to keep dropping it, and you're going to keep bringing it back so you can drop a new piece there. Like I've said, sometimes your knights are your opponent's defenders, because it stops you from giving those sorts of checks or threats. So instead, I wanted to go pawn at h3 so that I have an immediate threat, so that I can have the initiative on the board, which we've talked about before. Initiative's really important. I'm threatening pawn takes g2, which is a mating threat. If he allows me to get in here, it's going to be really easy for me to get some checks on him, depending on where he goes, and then I will eventually get checkmate. So he has to defend it right away. And that's the kind of threats I like to make. I don't want to take with the knight. Because maybe, yeah, I have knight takes e3 in this specific situation, but you won't always have that. And then you can drop a pawn on g2. But even then, they can start trying to defend g2 with maybe like rook g1. And then you're taking the knight out. And then they already have a piece defending it. Whereas right now, they don't have a piece defending g2. So it's just easier to get... You want to always have one more piece attacking than your opponent has defending, in general, right? So this way, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think defending...
The chat's always talking about how I talk too fast. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to talk as fast as it's happening. I'm trying to slow it down in the analysis when the game stops, but during the game, because the games are literally like speed chess, but with 2 boards, so I have to commentate on speed chess on 2 boards at the same time. I'm just trying to keep up so you guys can see what I'm saying as it's happening. But, hopefully it's not too fast that you don't understand it. Let me know. Because then I'll try and say something else, maybe. So here I'll just play the London system.
Yes, I think one of the keys for attacking is that you can give up material, and one of the keys for defending is you can give up material also to defend. Mm-hmm. It's all about the initiative rather than material when it's an attacking position. Exactly.
Like when you're getting attacked, it's more important that you get safe and don't get checkmated than it is about losing material. Yeah. And a lot of the time people don't realize that. People just try and do whatever would save the most material, but then they end up getting their king out in the open, and it's going to be too dangerous for them to recover from.
Honor Bishop is really good here because it wins some material here.
Mm-hmm. So my partner wants to start dropping pieces on, I thought h3, but they're also going to, this works too on e2, because now they're probably going to be able to take f3 and get in on the g2 square.
Now I might take with my queen here, which would be like crazy move in regular chess, but in Bughouse, you got to go for the initiative.
Exactly. So I'm just going to try and take some pieces for my partner since it looks good. I need to be a little wary of like pawn or bishop at g3.
Now I'm just gonna have ideas of queen takes g2, which a knight would mate after that.
So I'll give my partner the knight, which is going to mate me, but my partner has mate and we're up time. My opponent would have had mate with bishop at g3, king takes, queen to h4, king moves, queen to f2, king up here, then queen at g3 would be the mate. Oh, we got +1. Nice. So here, just once again going to play this. This is not an opening. You're not supposed to take on e6 because it gives black a little bit of development, which is a bit more important in doubles chess because, like we said, it's all about the initiative. So development.
All right, trade's coming.
It's really good. You want to be ahead in development. So here, I might want to like. I'm probably going to take this rook for my partner, to be honest, because it looks like they might be taking f2. F7, sorry, and then they have like potential stuff on
no queen,
d8 at some point. So hold the queen. My idea is I really want to get pawn at h3 in. So he goes there. I kind of want a knight. If it doesn't mate you.
Okay, no queen then.
Hmm.
No knight plus too much stuff either. Or you might get a draw. Or no 2 knights.
I really want to try and attack and get in here. So here I think knight's okay for my partner in this position. Well, maybe I didn't realize I could take there. So I'm going to go pawn at g2, try and get the initiative. Okay, no rook, please. For just a second.
I can just sit a little bit.
Yeah, let's think of a plan.
Just pawn at g2 is best for me, but...
Yeah, pawn at g2 is best for you. So you can go, just don't give another rook.
2 rooks, bad?
2 rooks are bad. Knight's kind of bad too. But we're almost even on the clock. So get safe very quickly. So here I just want to avoid knight at h5. Or knight at f5 is might be even better for my opponent.
What's bad, a knight? A rook's okay or no?
Rook's okay, no knight. Oh, for a second I thought you mated yourself in one.
Okay, no knight. Knight's coming, okay?
Aren't you mated?
Oh, I made it. Alright.
Okay, so that's, okay, that's fine. So that's like a good attacking pattern too, is the whole rook at g1 and the knight takes f2 pattern is a very common pattern that you'll see as well.
Yeah, but actually you don't usually have the rook takes h2 idea, which is...
Yeah, that's why I didn't mention that one. That's not a common attacking pattern, but it was cool to see.
Yes. I had to give a game up to show the attacking pattern.
Yes. Worthy cause.
My bad.
It's okay.
You just gotta play fast. It's hard to commentate and play.
Yes. So here I'm just defending a little bit. F3 is a very common way to defend your G2 pawn when your queen's on second rank like second rank like this. I'll probably just take that knight. No, okay. I can go maybe just knight.
You should sit now. Okay, you can go. Don't trade too much. I'm gonna sack a queen, okay?
Do you want to sit then? So here the idea is I just want to get safe before my partner continues. My opponent might play, knight takes, so I'm just going to bring my queen up, then drop something on g2 and I'll be fine. In a second.
Actually, I might just take this bishop. But trade's a little bad. Okay, I'm going to take this.
Okay, no knight.
Okay, I'll hold knight then. I can just sit if you want me to sit now.
There's no rook. Time is very important, so you have to sometimes decide whether or not you want your partner to sit or not. So that, because okay, maybe this is bishop was bad. Okay, he didn't place it on the right square. He should have gone bishop at d5 there, or f5. Okay, maybe just sit for a little bit. I'm gonna get safe, kick the pieces away from my king. So I'll play a move like h3, kick the knight out. If the knight goes anywhere, I can take it. Here, this is a little bit dangerous actually. Takes on d3.
Okay, and bishop's coming. Tell me go.
Okay, go.
Okay, my position's... I'm not attacking here, so...
Okay, sit again.
Do you sit now? Okay,
No. You sit. Definitely you sit. So here I'm just going to try and probably checkmate my opponent in the near future.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So use your bullet skills now.
Yes, I played a lot of bullet.
I've just been training all day for this one.
I've been playing a lot of bullet. Just sit. Got all the squares covered by my bishops.
Yeah. I just said I don't know.
Okay, maybe I gotta give him rook f2. That's a bit annoying.
I gave you...
And I'll just block on d2, I guess. You give me one pawn.
Should I play g takes? Go.
You can go now. Pieces are good.
It's gonna be hard.
I have faith. Okay, we don't want to hang our rook.
Okay, we're gonna draw. So.
No, don't draw. Don't draw.
That's probably a good result.
Can you take the knight? Thanks.
Okay, maybe no rook. Alright. Pawn f7? Okay.
Oh, gave him that, didn't I? Okay, that's okay. I'll go here.
I'm dead. Oh, you got a rook.
Can you do g7 takes? Oh, I guess I'm hanging my quan. Not to the quan. Hard. Alright. I don't know how that happened.
Cut down some time.
Yeah, so each... Well, that's not true. We were up time. We just need to play a little safer, I think.
Then we were down time, though.
Yeah, well, at one point we got back down time.
When you told me to set.
Yeah, I think it was fine, but I didn't realize that you were gonna get mated at. Because then maybe we could have defended your position as well.
I think, yeah.
Knight's good here. So this is a really common attacking pattern that you'll see, where you have a knight on f4, you want to drop a knight on e2, and then start dropping pawns on h3. So I'm going to sit for a knight, which my partner will fork the knights by dropping a bishop on e4.
Also, option is bishop at c8. No, it's not good, though.
So here, it's a very common attacking pattern, once again, where you're dropping pieces, the king's diagonally standing away from the pawn on g2, on h1, and then you can start dropping pawns. You don't want to capture with the knight, like we said before, because then you have to move the knight again in order to finally drop a piece there that would maybe mate, but like I said before, they can just forever, infinitely keep dropping things, and then you're moving your knight back and forth forever, so you don't want to do that. Whereas here, I am making sure that I keep dropping pieces that threaten mate. And yeah, there we go. another bishop and pawn duo over on Chicken's board where he drops a rook or a queen. I guess in this case has to be a queen, otherwise he can do king takes d. Well, if king takes e7, queen takes e6 would be mate. So yeah, rook or queen on e8, and they capture back, then you can promote and it will be mate. So it's a very common attacking pattern. So I'll play d5. This is not an opening because he's moved his knight twice in the opening, which is usually not great. Just bring your king back down to e8, and then I'll get safe here. Tell my partner not to give a knight. My partner will sit for just a second.
Queen is coming, I said.
Okay.
Maybe. A knight's coming, I said.
Okay, you can go. So here my opponent's trying to attack f7 more times than I can defend it, so I'm just going to go knight to h6. He might take on b7, in which case I'll probably end up dropping a bishop on c6 or something like that. Here, I might just play the move pawn to g6. If he goes knight to e6, I can go king e8. Here, I'm going to ask for a knight. Knight's good so that I can attack the queen and this annoying bishop at the same time. You don't want to step to c8 because then you'll have bishop takes b7, which will draw your king out into the open. This knight also covers knight at e6 checks. So now I can just take the bishop. Bishop at g4 would be a really good move here to stop knight at e6 as well. My partner has mate, potentially, with a bishop and pawn mate, with bishop at c6 followed by pawn at f7, which is what I'll give him since it doesn't mate me in one.
Oh, very nice spot.
Little spot there. I made sure that queen at c8 didn't mate me in one as well. Okay, very important stuff to keep in mind. Don't mate yourself.
Well coordinating on both boards.
Gotta coordinate. So that's a free pawn. I'll take the knight. Knight to e4. Get your knight on a outpost, just like in chess. Here I could go
I can get you
pawn
queen. Might look good.
Which I like slightly more than pawn at g3, since you can just try and kick my knight out afterwards. But I do have a rook now, so rook at h1 would have been a mate threat there if they did pawn at f2. Here I'm going to ask for a knight. We are downtime though, so I might just play queen takes h2 for now, followed by pawn at h4, attacking g3 twice. It's hard for him to defend without a knight on h5 or a knight on f1. Just go c6. I'll tell my partner that knight is good. So here I can just maybe go...
Oh, you still want a knight? Maybe I can get you a knight.
No, I don't want... I want you to hold trades now, because now I'm not giving check. I won my partner a queen. So my partner's sort of attacking. I'm just going to go king f8 so that after king e7, there's no immediate threats with pawn at d6 after they capture on f5. My king is one step closer to safety. So here,
and I'll
pawn
make
at
a
e7.
good here for e7, I think. Or yeah.
That's true. So here I want to go king g8 if bishop takes e7.
You just take g2 now.
Yeah, now I can take g2. I'm threatening mate with promotes on f1. He defends it.
Now you're getting
try and kick the knight out so I can get bishop on f3 potentially.
Now rook,
it.
take the rook. Mates.
Rook mates for my partner, so forced mate. Queen at e7 takes g7. Funny vertical, funny.
Okay, let's see what I get here now. Try to play a little bit faster here so we can get some attacking positions on my partner's board, perhaps.
So he might sack on f2. Okay, he didn't. That was good. It'd be a mistake for him to sack. Going to try and get some dark square stuff going on here, as always. So here I'm attacking g7
might be
and
good.
c7
Maybe
at the same
good.
time. He can't defend both. Here I'll take the knight for my partner. Okay, here he shouldn't have allowed knight at f6. I'm going to take on d6 first.
Here's some stuff.
Just take away more of his dark piece.
Stuff's bad.
So here the best move would be pawn at g7 promotes to knight.
Okay, trades are really bad.
Well, technically, actually, bishop at f8 was forced mate, so this is not the best move now. I didn't realize I was going to get the bishop. So pawn mate. So I'm going to sit for the pawn. That's another thing that you should keep in mind is that you want to sit for pieces that mate rather than just keep making moves. A lot of the time when people are uptime, they don't realize they could just sit for the piece that mates, I find. I observe. So take advantage of your uptime. So here, this is not the best opening because if he had the option to go knight to b4, but he didn't do it. I'm just trying to recapture this pawn or capture. I'm going to capture f7 here. And then I'm going to play. I'm going to castle. He has pawn at f3, but he didn't play it, so I'm going to go f3 myself. And if he had played it, I would have just tried to get safe.
I'm attacking here. Knight's good.
Takes f3. Okay, so now I'm threatening to take this rook.
My idea is to play pawn at e3 and then knight at f4 if I get a knight. What do you think, partner?
Pawn at e3?
Yes.
And then bishop takes, then what do you do?
Then knight takes, then I have attack.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the knight at f4.
Yes, if he takes on g2.
Oh, yes, brilliant. So here's the knight.
Yes, thank you.
So my partner has mate.
Yes.
Very nice. Attacking pattern.
Very nice.
Knight cuts off. Yeah, the knight at f4 cuts off him running from h3, so that's why you want to play it there instead of h4, because otherwise he can run up and try and take your knight. And if he goes up this way, then you'll have like bishop at f2. If he takes your knight, then you'll have. If he goes here, maybe instead you actually want to go knight h. Wait, whoa.
If he goes king g3, you have bishop at f2, or is that not what you're saying?
And then he takes, and then you have.
h5.
And then he goes.
Then you
so
have,
maybe you could go like knight h5 and sack your queen on g5. So like king up, bishop at f2, knight 6 to h5, king takes king to g4, queen takes g5, king takes. Even then, it's not mate.
Okay, king g3, knight 6 to h5, right? King g4, queen takes g5, king takes g5, bishop at f6, king g4, rook at h4 is mate, right?
Okay, true. We do have the rook. But I feel like there's something easier.
Or you don't even need the rook. You just play bishop.
Oh, wait a second. I see it. You want to know what it is?
What?
Actually, maybe it doesn't work if he goes to h5. Oh, wait. Well. But it would be so cool if he takes your knight. So just imagine this. King g3, right?
Yeah.
King, rook at g2. Where's he going to go?
Alright, what if he takes the knight?
So then knight d5 and queen takes g5 mate. So king up, rook at g2 takes knight d5 to protect the e3 pawn. He takes, pawn takes, queen takes g5, king e4, bishop takes d5 mate. But if he goes to h4, so rook at, sorry, we sometimes do this chat. We just like look for mates just because it's good for the future to look at possible mates, so that way you recognize the patterns in the future in case the other patterns aren't available for whatever reason. It's good to make sure that you go over potential mating patterns so you memorize them for later. So if he goes king g3, rook at g2, king to h4.
h6 is definitely mating there, right?
Well, then we might play h6 to try and mate him. But it's not forced mate, which is annoying.
It is forced, basically, right?
It's not forced by check. I'm like looking for weird mates. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess what's the easiest one? So king g3.
Knight 6 h5.
I guess.
And then stack
Are you
on
sure?
g5. What you're saying?
No, I disagree. I think I found the easiest mate. Well. No, you can just knight takes. Okay, wait. What about this one? What about this one? Okay, wait, whoa. What about this one? What about king g3? Knight takes e4. Knight takes. But did I lose connection? Uh-oh, I think I lost connection.
No, you're
Am
here.
I still live? The game is just like so done with me. Okay, did I lose connection? I hope not. Okay, let me refresh.
I don't know about this knight takes e4. Okay, I go knight takes e4.
I think I lost connection on my computer. Yeah, I lost connection. Hard to get. Why did I lose connection? Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Well, that's weird. I'm not too sure why I have connection with you, but I'm not on stream or on chess.com anymore. This is unfortunate. Alright, I guess I'll end this part of the stream and then start it up again in a second.